Yo, what is up guys? This is your boy Legendary here. Today people, we're going to be talking about the brand new set that's going to come out in the OCG very soon called Dawn of Majesty. And as you guys can see in the picture, we are getting brand new support for Yusei Fudo for his Ace Monster Stardust Dragon, but not just his Ace Monster Stardust Dragon, but also for Majestic Star Dragon, specific support to help us summon Majestic Star Dragon plus the new boss Stardust Dragon monster that comes out in this set. So I already read through all these cards, so we're just going to read through them and talk about them. For this video, I'm going to be going through it in a very different order, not in the order that you guys have seen, but in the order that I think it makes the most sense, so you guys can see how these cards work in synergy with each other. But all these cards are amazing, so let's just get into it. First up, we have a brand new card called Stardust Syncron. It's a very cute, adorable card for Stardust Dragon and Mini Stardust. It's a light machine, level 4, 1500 attack, 1000 defense. Its effect reads, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you contribute one monster, special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except synchro monsters. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add a spell trap card that specifically lists Stardust Dragon in its text from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. Already, this card is super amazing. It's a level 4 tuner monster, which Yusei does not have very good ones. The Beast Dragon is okay, but he has some flaws, but this one just has no limitations really. It just says you can only synchro summon, which is fine for Yusei's deck. Literally every single card in this set perfectly fixes a lot of the issues with Yusei's deck that he has. And believe it or not, yes, Yusei's deck, although he's one of the most powerful main characters, he does have issues. But this card is great. It works from the hand or graveyard. You tribute a monster and special summon it, and then you can start going for synchro summons. And then when he's summoned, you can search out a Stardust Dragon spell trap card. So that includes I forgot what it's called, Starlight Road and Converging Wishes, which is two of the trap cards that have Stardust specifically listed in the name. But yeah, that's that, plus the new spells and traps that we get from this new set. But yeah, this card's already amazing, so we're just going to move on to the next one. So next up, we have a brand new other level 4 monster called Stardust Trail. It's a light dragon type level 4 monster with 500 attack and 2000 defense. Very beautiful artwork. It's basically similar to the artwork from Converging Witches, that trap card. Hopefully I said that name right. Its effect reads, if a monster or monsters you control is tributed, you can special summon this card from your graveyard if it was there when the monster was tributed, or hand even if not. I'll explain that later. But banish it when it leaves the field. If a warrior, Synchron, or Stardust Synchro monster is special summoned using these cards material, you can special summon one Stardust token. Dragon Light level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense. You can only use each effect of Stardust Trail once per turn. So this is great. Both these cards synergize perfectly well because basically you contribute a monster off from the field to summon your Stardust Syncron, and then if Stardust Trail is in your hand or the graveyard and you tributed a monster, you could special summon this from the hand. So right there you have two level 4s, you have a tuner, a non-tuner, and then you synchro summon for Stardust, and then once you synchro summon for Stardust, you can get a level 1 token, which is amazing because you could just start going into your plays from there. So next up, we're going to go into the spell card, because the spell card allows you to go into these two cards and set them up in your graveyard from your deck. So the next card is going to be called Stardust Illuminae. It's a normal spell card. Send one Stardust monster from your deck to the graveyard, or if you control Stardust Dragon or a synchro monster that specifically lists that card in its text, you can special summon this monster from your deck instead. You can match this card from your graveyard, target one Stardust monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of the turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. So amazing card right here. I wanted to read Synchron first so that you can see, alright, you have a level 4 tuner that just tributes a monster to summon itself, and then you have Stardust Trail, which is a level 4 non-tuner that summons itself when you tribute something, so they work perfectly together. You go for Stardust, and this spell card right here helps you set it up by, you could send Stardust Trail to the graveyard using this card, and then you could just normal summon a monster, tribute that monster off to summon your Stardust Syncron from your hand or your graveyard if it's in your graveyard, because you could also send Stardust Syncron to the graveyard as well with this card too. But yeah, you could send Trail to the graveyard, tribute a monster, summon your Stardust Trail, Synchro Summon for Stardust Dragon, and there you go, you got it set up. And then on top of that, you could activate both the effects of this spell card in the same turn, which is great. So you could decrease or increase the level of Stardust by 1, so that will help you go into the new Synchro monster, which we'll get into a little bit later. But next up, we're going to be reviewing the spell card Arriving Miracle. It's a continuous spell card. When this card is activated, place one level 1 dragon type monster from your hand or deck to the top of your deck. Neither player can return Stardust Dragon or Synchro monsters that specifically list that card in its text from the field to the extra deck. If a Synchro monster or monster is special summoned, you can apply one of the following effects. You cannot apply the same effect of Arriving Miracle for the rest of this turn. Draw one card or special summon one tuner from your hand. So this card is amazing because it helps you set up for your plays. Like I said, this is all support to help you summon Majestic Star Dragon and as well as the new Majestic Synchro monster that we're going to read after this card. But yeah, this card is great because it instantly places your level 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck, and that's fantastic. And on top of that, it gives your Stardust Dragon protection, your Stardust Dragon monsters protection, because it makes it so they can't be returned from the field to the extra deck. So I can't bounce it anymore with my Neospatian Grand Neos, which freaking sucks. Because that was my only way around the Stardust Dragon and Shooting Star, but now this card protects it, so I have to pop this card first before getting to that. But I'm getting on a tangent, so that's my own issue, my own rivalry with Yusei. But anyway, besides that, this card is amazing because once you do Synchro Summon for Stardust Dragon and you have this card already on the field, you get to draw a card or special summon a tuner monster from your hand. So because you have Stardust Dragon on the field and you have a token, now you could special summon a level 1 tuner from your hand. Or any tuner from your hand. It's actually not even level 1, it's just any tuner. So that's amazing. So it already helps you just do so many plays. It just instantly helps you get everything you need and set up the top of your deck to get into the next card. The next card is going to be called Wish Converging Dragon. It's a level 1 dragon tuner. It's supposed to be a retrain of Majestic Dragon. Much better retrain. It's so good. Light Dragon tuner, level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense. You can only special summon this card once per turn. Cannot be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of a Majestic monster, so it still has that same effect, but it gets more effects. This card's named because Majestic Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard, so it still keeps it the name because you need Majestic Dragon to summon Majestic Star still, so it takes its name, so that's perfect. Completely replaces the card. And then when you draw this card, reveal it, special summon from your hand. And then if you control a level 8 or higher dragon synchro monster, you can special summon one level 1 dragon monster from your deck. So that's really amazing because, as you know, with Arriving Miracle, you can instantly set this card from your deck to the top of your deck, and then once you synchro summon for Stardust Dragon, you draw a card. You'll obviously draw into this card, and then its effect will activate to special summon itself from the field. And since you'll already control Stardust Dragon on the field, you'll also get the other effect to special summon another level 1 monster from your deck. So you can special summon Stardust Xiaolong, because that's the only level 1 dragon monster that Yusei has in his deck. So now you have Stardust Dragon on the field, you have Wishing Converging Dragon, you have a level 1 token, and then you also have Stardust Xiaolong. So now you have, I think, what is that, 4? Yeah, that's 4 monsters. So now that you have those 4 monsters, you go into the next card, which is the new boss monster called Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. So it's a combination of Shooting Star Dragon and Majestic Star Dragon. It's a combination of both their names, and even in artwork, it's a combination of both their artworks. So Shooting Majestic Star Dragon is a Wind Synchro Dragon type level 11 Synchro monster with 4,000 attack and 3,300 defense. It requires 1 Majestic Dragon, which we already have that covered, 1 or more non-tuner monsters, including a Dragon type Synchro, so obviously that includes Stardust Dragon, but you could use any Dragon type Synchro. Not that he has many, but you can include that obviously. And there you go. So this is a level 11. So as you can see, Stardust Dragon is a level 8. You get a level 1 tuner from Stardust Trail, so that's already 9. You get Majestic Converging Dragon, whatever it's called. That's now 10. And then you get a level 1 monster straight from your deck using the effect of Wish Converging Dragon. So now that's 11. So it all synergizes perfectly. One card leads to the other, leads to the other, leads to the other, and leads to the other to summon this big boy, Shooting Majestic Dragon. Or you could even just go straight up for Majestic Star Dragon if you want to as well, because these cards help summon that card. But anyway, let's get into the effect. Must first be synchro summoned. Once per turn, you can negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls. For each Stardust Dragon and each synchro monster that specifically lists that card in its text in your graveyard, this card can make an additional attack during each battle phase, which is great. It's multiple attacks. It's just like Shooting Star Dragon in that sense, similar to that. Can get multiple attacks. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. So, just like in typical Stardust fashion, I think, what was it? I think Savior Star Dragon or Majestic Star Dragon, I think it tributes itself to negate something. This banishes itself, comes back during the end phase, and negates the activation, but also banishes the card, which is even stronger. And on top of that, has the first effect where you can negate a monster effect. So it has elements of both Majestic Star and Shooting Star in one card. So it's not just the name and the design, but also the effect itself is very reminiscent of both and has different attributes of both, which is great. And this is 4,000 attacks, so obviously you will already control Stardust Dragon in the graveyard, so you'll automatically have 2 attacks no matter what. And then if you control a Shooting Star Dragon in the graveyard, that's a 3rd attack. I think I don't think Shooting Quasar doesn't count because it doesn't have Stardust as a part of its materials, so it won't count for that. But it will count for Stardust and Shooting Star Dragon and Majestic Star Dragon, so that'd be 4 attacks if you have Majestic Star also in the graveyard somehow. But yeah, so this card is amazing, very powerful, can go for OTKs and can negate stuff. I mean, it's Yusei, that's what he does, so that's not shocking. Next up, we are going to be going into another spell card, a normal spell card called Majestic Absorption. It reads, target one Stardust Dragon monster or one monster that lists that card in its text, and then activate one of these effects. You can equip the face-up monster your opponent controls to that monster, very powerful, or it can attack directly this turn, also very powerful, or each time it destroys an opponent's monster by battle this turn, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's attack. So it's a Flame Wingman. So either it's going to take your monster and equip it to himself, or it's going to attack directly, or he does a Flame Wingman effect. So very powerful card, obviously. And the great part with this is you could even use this with just regular Stardust. This finally makes Stardust good. These cards already make summoning Stardust Dragon easier, you know, with Syncron and Trail. It makes summoning Stardust much easier, as well as the spell cards to search him out and all that other stuff, and send them to the grave and set it all up. So that's already amazing. So, and now you can activate this to equip monster your opponent controls or attack the red. Like, you could do so much. I mean, these cards are great. I mean, it's very obvious just by reading them how amazing they are. And of course, I'm not talking about them from a competitive standpoint, but from a character deck standpoint. This fixes all of Yusei's issues right here. In summoning Majestic Star and summoning Stardust Dragon can be kind of difficult with this deck sometimes. It's still possible, but it's still difficult at times. This literally fixes it all and helps you summon the evolutions of Stardust Dragon much easier, so it all just helps. Next up, we have the final card, which is a trap card called Majestic Mirage. It's a continuous trap. If a face-up Stardust Dragon or dragons you control and or face-up synchro monsters you control that specifically lists them leaves the field to activate your card effect, sounds very confusing, or by your card effect, you can apply one of these effects. You cannot apply the same effect in Majestic Mirage for the rest of the turn. Special summon one of those monsters, banish one monster your opponent controls or in the graveyard. Any damage you take this turn is halved. So basically, Stardust Dragon has an effect that attributes itself to negate a card that destroys something on the field. So basically, this will allow you to special summon Stardust Dragon right away instead of during the end phase. And then I think, wait, can you apply all these effects? You cannot apply the same effect per turn. Okay, and this isn't a once per turn effect. So basically, let's say you kept on negating with Stardust Dragon's effect and kept bringing him, so you could special summon him back to the field after you tribute him, like right away. And then if you tribute him again, I don't know if you can use Stardust Dragon twice. I think you can. I don't think he's a hard once per turn. And then you can activate the second effect to banish a card in your opponent's graveyard, or any battle damage you take is half. So it's just like little extra bonuses. It also works obviously with Savior Star Dragon because he literally leaves the field during the end phase. So this will also trigger for that. You could just special summon him back if he leaves. Not that it matters because you won't need to, like, it won't need to leave the field anymore. And I think Shooting Star Dragon is the exact same way, because he banishes himself in order to negate an attack. So now if you banish yourself, you can bring him back. So basically this makes it so no matter what, you actually don't lose anything. There's no cost essentially for your effects, your Stardust effects. You don't have to pay a cost at all, because whether you're tributing yourself or banishing yourself, it doesn't matter. You'll special summon it right back to the field, and that's great. So basically it's free negates. So it's broken for that sense, because it gives you free negates. And all of these cards, all of these Stardust related spells and traps can be searched out by Stardust Syncron. So that's really busted. That's really busted. But yeah, those are all the new Yusei cards right there. They're all amazing. I did it in that order so you guys can see how all the combos work. So with Stardust Illuminate, you can send Stardust Trail straight to the graveyard. Then you can normal summon a monster, tribute it off to special summon Stardust Syncron. And then from there you can search out one of your spells or traps. Then you search out Arriving Miracle. You activate your Arriving Miracle to put Wish Converging Dragon to the top of your deck. Then you Synchro Summon for Stardust Dragon. And then because you Synchro Summoned, you get to draw one card. So you draw into your Wish Converging Dragon. It triggers the effect of Wish Converging Dragon. So that way you draw, you can special summon it straight onto the field. And then Wish Converging Dragon's effect activates, special summoning a level 1 dragon. So you special summon Stardust Xiaolong. Then you Synchro Summon, use all your monsters to summon Shooting Majestic Star Dragon, and you're set from there. Then you have Majestic Absorption to help you to help you OTK, or to do what, you could either burn, attack directly, or equip an opponent's monster. So either way, it just helps you OTK and get rid of a monster on the board. And then the trap card is just, once again, made so that you don't have to pay the cost for any of your cards. You are paying the cost, but then you get that cost back. So it's really busted. Obviously, you can only do that once per turn where you bring it back, but even so, that's a free negate for any one of your Stardust monsters. So yeah, so that's how all the cards work in order and synergy. So hopefully that was clear for you guys. Hopefully that helped out you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yusei's cards are broken as usual, even more broken than the last wave of support that he got. This is way more busted, and I'm terrified to face this deck. And now Jada needs another boost. I need more Neos related support cards that are just as busted as these, because what I got before is not going to be enough. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for everything. See you guys in the next video. Let me know what you guys think about these cards in the comment section below. Gotcha!